The third and fourth type of tissues are muscle and nervous tissue. And muscle tissue possesses small proteins that are called myofilaments. And the important myofilaments that are present are actin and myosin. Actin and myosin are going to produce movement or contraction of all different cell types. And there's three different types of muscle that you should be aware of are skeletal muscle, cardiac muscle, and smooth muscle. Skeletal muscle is very long, it's cylindrical, and one of its most important characteristics are that it is multinucleate, many nuclei. You can see that it has striations. It's also voluntary, and some of the important functions that skeletal muscle would be important for are movement, just walking, locomotion, manipulation of our environment, the ability to pick things up, facial expression, and again it is voluntary. And you can see that it's attached to bones and occasionally the skin. The next type of muscle that we have in our body is cardiac muscle, and unlike skeletal muscle, it is usually uninucleate. Sometimes there are two nuclei, and cardiac muscle has what we call intercalated discs. These are specialized junctions that you can see highlighted right here. And these are going to allow for conduction of ions very quickly between cells. And so, again, skeletal muscle is multinucleate, but cardiac muscle only has one nuclei, and it's involuntarily controlled. It's only found in the heart. The third type of muscle is smooth muscle, and smooth muscle is uninucleate as well. It only has a central nucleus, and these are somewhat spindle-shaped in appearance, and they're going to be found propelling substances or objects, so foodstuffs if we think about the GI tract, urine and the urinary system, as well as the reproductive system. So the main systems that we have smooth muscle in would be the digestive tract, the GI tract, the urinary tract, the uterus, so part of the reproductive tract, as well as blood vessels. And that's an important differentiation. So even though blood vessels are part of the cardiovascular system, which you learned in Chapter 1, it's only the heart which has cardiac muscle and the blood vessels have smooth muscle. So again, skeletal muscle is multinucleate and voluntary. Cardiac muscle has usually one nucleus and it is involuntary, and smooth muscle has one nucleus and is also involuntary. So it's only skeletal muscle that is actually voluntary and has many nuclei. Now, nervous tissue, there's only one example of nervous tissue. There aren't subtypes like there are for muscle or for connective tissue or epithelial tissue. You should know the various parts of a neuron, which is the type of branching cell that you see on this slide. First of all, there are the dendrites, and the dendrites are going to be important for receiving stimuli. There are also axons, which are going to send a signal away from the cell body. The cell body is kind of thought of as the control center of the cell, and it's what's going to contain the nucleus. So this area that's right here would be the cell body. And the nervous tissue is found in the brain, the spinal cord, as well as in nerves. And it's always going to look similar to what you see here.